just thought I'd take a short break just to let you know about becoming a Breakout Bestie. So we've launched a brand new subscription service for the small businesses that need us in your pocket. So why do you need to become a Breakout Bestie? Well, it's just a monthly subscription that gives you access to us when you need us. There's a closed group where you can ask us any question you need. There's also an anonymous posting on, so if you've got clients in the same group, you can ask us anything and we'll get back to you. Sometimes that'll be a quick answer, other times it might be that we need a bit more of an in-depth chat. There'll also be posts and information on the latest trends, the latest strategies for social media, upcoming things from HMRC that you may have missed, just anything you need to make your life easier to run your business. You'll also have access to our client base and money off discounts and vouchers for various services we've got coming out. This is brand new, it's only just been launched, so have a look, go on our website under Besties and sign up soon. The more information you can give, the less versions you get to sign off. So it's making sure you explain exactly what you want.
Clients come to us and go, I know I need this, but I don't know what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
So that's quite difficult in the first place. So we just go with our creative sort of vision and what we think will fit you as a brand. That's really difficult because then when we present it and it's like, well, I didn't think it looked like that. Or what did you think it looked like? Well, I thought it looked like this. And sometimes it's a bit like, I wish you would have told me
sooner
that in the first place.
Hi and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle, or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Hi and welcome to Breakout Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. Now we've got another desk discussions episode with Nisha and I.
Hey.
To talk about client requests and sign-offs. Now, as always, a bit controversial, a bit unpopular opinion, but also I think these are turning out to be a bit more transparent and honest and
they're very
real.
Honest. It's like an honesty hour, but it's not an hour.
No. Yeah,
we're just being very open.
Yeah.
So take everything with a...
But also, we hope that out of this, people are just going to message us, like we said in another episode, that go, oh, thank God it's not just me.
Yeah.
Same. We get the same issue. So customer requests and sign-offs. Now, we do a lot of different things in here to the point where we had a great example. A new customer said the other day, and he quoted, I can't remember who the quote was by, but it was basically, I'm not sure what the question is, but the answer is going to be yes. And it is always yes. We are always, if we don't know, we know someone, we can help to a point there. We can help, but actually this person might do it better than us. Honestly, we're so collaborative and we're so happy to help and just want to help to make people's lives easier, for want of a better phrase.
And we'll do what we can, but also if we know we're not the best for the job, we will tell you that also.
100%. So this episode is to talk about client requests and sign-offs, which we think is really, really important for customers to listen to, but also really important for business owners to go, oh, it's not just me. Because we've had so many requests where we've been given a brief. Sometimes we get a lot of information. Sometimes we get no information. But we try and ask a lot of questions, don't we? To be fair, if you want something done, we're like, okay, what do you want done? How do you want it done? Have you got an example? So if it's a design thing of like a leaflet, a website, some social media templates, it's always like, show us something you really like, show us some examples. We're not going to copy people, but just to give us an idea when you're coming from, because when you've got a blank canvas, it's exactly that. So we don't know. It might be that you hate the colour orange. Well, we wouldn't know that unless you tell us that. So it's really, really important to give as much information as possible and make sure you explain exactly what you want, because the last thing we want to do is give a load of examples and you're like, no, it's nothing what I was thinking about. Tell us what you're thinking about. And we've had a few of those happen recently where we think it looks amazing, we've met the brief, and then someone's like, no, how about this? And it's the opposite, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah, completely the opposite. And sometimes it's a bit like, I wish you would have told me
sooner
that in the first place. I think it's really difficult because we do have lots of clients come to us and go, I know I need this, but I don't know what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
So that's quite difficult in the first place. So we just go with our creative sort of vision and what we think will fit you as a brand. Take a lot of inspo from like logos, pictures, things like that, and we'll have creative reign. That's really difficult because then when we present it and it's like, well, I didn't think it looked like that. Or what did you think it looked like? Well, I thought it looked like this. I'm really glad you have that, but could you not have given me that in the first place?
To start with?
That would have been a lot easier.
And this is where we hope that at this point, all the business owners are nodding away going, yes, and you'll DM us and go, yep, that's me, we have it all the time, this is how we get round it. But we've tried everything to get round it and it still happens. It is few and far between, to be fair, because I think we ask enough questions to get an idea. It's when it's completely off the wall and we're like, no.
We're like, okay.
But I think it's really, really important for you as a business owner, a customer, whoever it might be, to know up front the information you can do to actually get things done quicker and not spend as much money. Because the more information you can give, the less versions you get to sign off. So it's making sure you explain exactly what you want. And we had this conversation the other day when I was doing my Canva workshop.
Yes.
And we were talking about setting up your brand on Canva. But it's if you have a brand, and there's so many people that we've got businesses, they've got a logo, but they don't fully understand their brand. And we've kind of talked to people to try and get that out of them, haven't we? Because we like try and encourage, like, well, okay, you've got a logo, it's very, very pretty, but what tone of voice do you use? What colour schemes do you use? What backup do you use? What photos do you use for that? And it's very difficult. We work with someone who's absolutely amazing at branding. So if anyone needs branding done, speak to Lu at Toodle-Pip. She'll be in the show notes to explain what she does. But some people, they're just starting out. So like, okay, can you do me a logo? And you've had that a few times, haven't you?
Yeah.
And they want help and they just want a basic logo. And you're like, okay, what kind of logo? I don't really know.
I don't know.
You're like, okay, well, what do you do? Well, I build houses. Okay, so do you just want it bricks in your name? No. Okay.
Do you want a house in your name? No. Tools? No. Well, what do you want it to be called? Your name? An abbreviation of your name? Something buildings? Something company? Honestly, you can sit there for ages. But I think that's maybe one of the points to take is it's much easier to do that in person.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that in X amount of emails takes up so much time.
Yeah.
Because every time you come up with something, it's no, you have to wait for a reply. Whereas in person, you can bounce that off really quickly and it's a lot easier to get the sign off done.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one of the ways we combat that slightly.
And we will always do that. It's like, do you know what? It's classic of when we're recommended on Facebook and people are like, does anyone know a so-and-so who does website logos, leaflets, wherever it might be, and we get tagged. We'll always pop in for a cuppa and come and talk to us about it, because at the end of the day, you know exactly where you stand and what they're going to do. And I suppose the unpopular opinion of that is how much you charge for that. Now, we're guilty of not charging enough for things like that.
Definitely,
if someone's got their brand and they know exactly what they want, it's a lot less time for us to design and get to where they want to go to. If they're unsure and we don't have that up front, it can take so much longer.
Oh, God, like double, triple the time.
But I think there's a lack of understanding on that. So people are like, but you've given, and this is why it's quite hard to quote for a service. So like, but you said it will be 50 quid. Well,
it can be.
Yeah.
if it was, as simple as making a few tweaks, or like you already know that you like these colours and these fonts, and I can just very quickly pop the information in it, versus I've had to start from fresh, go through lots of different fonts, lots of different colour schemes, lots of different graphics, and then you don't like it, and then I have to change it, and then you have to come in and we have to change it, and then it's, actually, I don't like it, oh, actually, can we do this? Which is fine, you're more than welcome to change your mind, everybody is more than free. We do it ourselves with our own posts, but when you're paying for that service, that's changing it from a half an hour job to a like
hours.
like 3 hour long job. Like, and unfortunately, not even unfortunately, time is money.
Yeah.
That's I have to be paid for that time that I'm spending doing that.
Yeah.
So although it might look as simple as, well, you designed that and that was 20 quid and that looks, maybe more complicated, or maybe it is. But actually, I've spent 4 times as long on yours, even though maybe they look quite similar. To get to that final product took 4 times longer. That's my time.
Yeah, and I think that's really, really important to realise as a customer. To then, you need whatever it might be to get it 100% right, and you to be really, really happy for it. Especially when it comes to design and marketing materials,
so
you
important.
need to be so happy with that. So take out the time and money element. I had a client, don't want to name him, husband, that he wanted a banner done. So he really wanted this banner done, and we were doing the banner, and we got it. Long story short, it took us a bit of time to get the banner done for the banner company to come back, and fine. Anyway, so I'd then ask him a question, he'd then reply in person, so then it just got me. So it took a lot longer than it needed to. I thought we were at final sign-off, sent it to him, he went, yeah, I'm not sure about my logo anymore. Can we change my logo? And he'd had a new logo designed. I was like, yeah, it's fine. So literally lifted it, took the logo out and changed the logo, fine. Or part of the logo it was, you could argue. Sent it to him. Yeah, that's fine, we can go. Brilliant. So I sent it to the banner company. Yeah, that's fine, we can go. Anyway, banner's been put up, got a picture of it. Oh, that's cool, the banner's there, it's put up. This is how it is. He's like, don't like that. Don't like the design. I'm like it. Right, okay, this is a classic example, and I'll be honest, the whole reason why I thought of this episode, because I can say that because of our relationship.
We're not looking at anyone in particular.
And why you probably don't work for family. Don't mix business and pleasure.
Yeah.
Of why you need to... and my argument back to him was like, you signed that off.
Yeah.
You didn't have to sign it off. He was like, oh, well, time-wise, it had taken a while to get to that point. Yeah, but arguably, he never came in and sat down and went through it. So back to Nisha's point earlier of come in and sit down and talk to us. Could we sketch things out? We can move stuff
and sometimes
around.
That can literally take all of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
If you just come and draw, and it could be an awful drawing, but it gives me an idea. I know what I'm doing then. Yeah. And that could have taken you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. Because if you've got something out there, his name's out there. It's got his name, company, phone number on it. That's absolutely fine. But he's not entirely happy with it. You're not going to shout about something.
It's representing you as a business, as a person, as a company. It's your brand, it's your voice, it's everything. Yeah. Down to, if you look into the psychology of colours. Yeah. Even that's important.
100%.
So that's why you use different colours when you're marketing. It evokes different responses.
Yeah.
So every single thing that you do tells what kind of brand you are, and that can be the make or break of somebody buying into you. And it sounds stupid when you say the difference between using red or blue, but it's important because your brand, it makes sense for it to be blue, it doesn't make sense for it to be red. Your font, it makes sense for it to be corporate, it makes sense for it to not be corporate. It's so important because it gives people a feel for you and your business.
Or you end up with Comic Sans on everything. So.
No. The minute I see Comic Sans on anything, I'm upset. Yeah. I'm like, no.
You've done that on a Word document.
You've done it on a Word document.
We know.
You don't care about your marketing. It's not interesting. Leave. I hate it, honestly.
And I think that's important, to get that branding right.
And to
get it how you want is where we like to think that people come to us for, because we've got that knowledge and we want to share that knowledge. And we have had it recently where we've been asked to design things to the point where like, you could put your name on the bottom of it. We're like, no, because we didn't believe in the design, what we'd said, and the reason behind it. Like Nisha says, getting the information correct, getting the font right, getting the design right. So because we give that customer perspective. So we're not in with the brand. And I find that about Breakout. I can get too in with Breakout, whereas I can talk about everyone else's brand and go, you should do this, you should do that. It's really, like a mental block when it's our own.
It's like cloudy when it's your own thing, or you spend too long on it. You need somebody else's opinion, and that's kind of where we can be okay, well, this is the first time I'm seeing it, or if I'm a customer or a client that's just looking at it, I would think this, or I don't know what that is, I don't understand it, it doesn't sit with me, whatever it is. And it's really difficult, isn't it? Because although we're not entirely like the most professional branding people ever, we know enough. We get by, and we can advise where necessary.
And we will always give advice for best fit you, your event, your brand, your business, whatever it might be. It will always be in your interests. So similar when we've had people come in and they're like, oh, I've got a burger van. You're like, oh, brilliant. Oh, well, I need help with a logo. Okay, what do you want to do? Well, I was thinking about a giant golden M. And you're like, no, you can't do that.
Sorry.
Nowadays they will get you and they will sue you. If you look hard enough in the media, you'll find several big brands that do that. I know Audi have made a lot of money out of their marketing from their Colin the Caterpillar, or Cuthbert the Caterpillar, arguably, which has worked quite well for them. But it did go to court.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but also, you don't want to be confused with somebody else.
No, exactly. Like, why do you want to copy anyone else?
It's good to be different. It's good to be unique in your branding, because it's your brand. It's you. People will recognise you. If you have a business and your brand and your logo looks really similar to somebody else's, you don't want that to get misconstrued, especially if, you know, God forbid, the other company ends up in some kind of like dispute or public issue.
And that is what comes down to it on social media nowadays. If someone thinks and gets confused with you and that brand, that's it, you're tarnished. It's your reputation. Yes, it might be them, but it's your reputation it comes down to. And that's where we will try and steer people. And we've had people in, it's brilliant. They've got a passion, they've got a business, and they know exactly what they want. So going back to where we started, they've got an exact idea of what they want. If we think this could risk your reputation, this could harm you in some way, we don't actually think it suits. I've had a couple of people come in and they've chosen, it's like what you were saying about colours. They've chosen a colour, it's my favourite colour. And you're like, well, that's great, but it doesn't fit with the brand and what you're doing. And if you want to Google marketing colour wheel, you'll see where we're going with that. It's
very interesting.
Yeah, and why you don't get calming colours or luminous neons. That's colour size.
You're trying to be, you know, calming. Don't maybe go for red. Yeah, there's a lot of do's and don'ts when it comes to branding that I guess if you don't know it, it's not common. But I think what I would say though is if you're building a brand, a logo, a business, designing anything, you have to really think about it before you do it. So like, it's all well and good that you know that you need flyers, and that's great, come and ask us to make them, but you do really need to actually sit there for maybe an hour beforehand and go, okay, well, what does it need to say? How do I visually see it in my head? And it's really interesting the amount of times people say, well, I don't know, just go for it, do what you think. And then actually they're like, well, no, I thought it looked like this. Well, you did have an idea of what you wanted it to look like, which is fine. Like that's better for us, if anything. As much as I love creative freedom, it is a lot easier to have like a this here, this here,
an example.
So much easier.
And it's important then to know and be bold. And I think from a customer's perspective, whatever you do and whatever your business is, just be very, very clear to whoever you're asking to do a piece of work for you. You want value for money in that work. So the more examples, information, everything you can give them, you'll love it, you'll work together, and you need, it's like business cards, classic example, you need to love and have that business card be you and your business. If you're like, meh, you won't, all of that thing of, you won't naturally give them out. Whereas if you're like, oh, these are absolutely amazing, you'll be like, oh my God, I have to give one to everyone because I really, really give them out, which all helps with your promotion and marketing. So from a customer perspective, going back to my banner example, you need to absolutely love it. So then you share it on social media. Look at this. This is where it is. I'm supporting this. I'm doing that. So make sure you love what you're getting as well.
I think it's really difficult sometimes because people will get their branding, you know, if they get their branding done by somebody, not, you know, they often don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Although, like, even if they've been given guidelines, they're still not sure sometimes.
No.
And that's fine. And we can help advise with that. But you need to be transparent with, I have this. Yeah. I don't know how to use it.
No.
I don't know how best to use this. And also, if you have the budget, getting your branding done is a game changer. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
And you will it's
save.
So beneficial for all of those things like flyers and everything, because great, you don't have your branding done, you kind of know what you want, but you're not 100% on it. You give that to us. Actually, the back and forth and how much you end up spending with someone like us to get that right after so many draft versions, actually by the time you've spent that money, you could have just got a brand workshop and you would be like sorted for social media, flyers, leaflets, banners, business cards. It is literally everything. Uniform. It's just done then. It's done. It's easy. You know exactly what you're doing. And it can be a bit overwhelming just when you have it in your head.
Yeah. But just important to know, you need to absolutely love it, because then you will sing it from the rooftops. And you then that's where we end up working like a team and as part of someone's business for them, because we get the passion and ingrained in it of what we know everyone wants and how much they enjoy it and what their business is all about. We had it, we rebranded. We didn't rebrand, but we had the branding done again about a year ago, probably 6 months, a year ago. And there were so many, it made it so much clearer to us. And we'd already got a brand, we'd already got those colours, but it just lifted everything. Yeah. And it made design and sign off of things so much easier and just clarity in our own heads.
Yeah, definitely. It streamlined the process. Yeah. It wasn't so much a conscious effort as sort of, like we said, guidelines. Yeah. I know that I need to do this, 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 this. Yeah. That's it. And it makes it so much easier for content creation and marketing purposes and such. Yeah. I think another thing to note that we spoke about was for the business owners that are in like sort of the creative place that do make things, you know, from florists to website designers, that if you're doing something for someone and it's not how you envisioned, it's not how you would do it, even after putting your professional opinion in and saying, in my professional opinion, this is what it should happen, what it should look like, this will be the best. It's not always going to be the reality. Some people do think they know better, or they know what they want it to look like, and that's what they want.
That's fine.
And regardless of you saying, maybe that's not the best business choice or whatever, they're going to have that opinion, and it's about being okay with it. So like we said with the client,
it's
you can put your name
against you.
It's not personal.
You. It's purely they've got the idea and
it's
that's
in
their
head. Yeah. Again, like the thing that we said with putting your name on the bottom of it, that's great, and I could, but actually, it's not my. It doesn't then feel much like my work. It is my work. Yeah. And I've done it. I've done what you've asked, but it's not from my head. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it does. I've done the work, but it's not
their. It feels it's more their work and their design and their ideas.
Of course.
So then to put our
name on it doesn't seem correct.
Sit right. I know exactly what you mean. So
don't feel afraid about that either. Like it's okay. You can have your own opinion on it. Yeah. And it doesn't always have to be representative of you, because, you've done that work, but was it from your head? Is it your style? Is it,
And you might not be the demographic either.
No.
Might not be targeted at you. You can give your idea, and if we are truly the demographic, then yes, that completely makes sense.
Yeah.
But if not, then do you know what? Hands up, that's them. That's absolutely fine. So so as we started with, hopefully business owners, you will relate and message us going, oh, I'm glad it's not just me. And as always with these ones, if you want to share and message us and just let us know your experiences, give us your stories. If you want to come and talk and you've got a massive story to talk about, the main thing for these is to try and open the conversations and educate people. So, just get in touch and do that. And the same with customers. Hopefully this has helped when you're asking people to do stuff. Don't feel that it has to be all their idea. Make sure you're happy. That's the end game, is you should be happy with exactly what you're signing off and agreeing. So that's where it should be.
Oh, and I would say business owners, if you're struggling with this problem of you then spend so much time going backwards and forwards with people trying to niche down their requests, or you've got so many questions to ask, the way we've sort of streamlined that is we do have forms now. So if you want a website, you have this whole form to go away and look at and give us loads of information.
Ask the right questions.
Before we can have a look at it. So that's maybe an idea, if you're struggling with that, is to sort of streamline your process. If you don't know what that looks like, if you're struggling with that a bit, come in and talk to us and we can help you, because we've saved ourselves a lot of time by making certain forms, so we can kind of help you create one for you or business. So just to put that in, that might be a way 100%. Of helping.
And we will always give, that's why our besties have worked really, really well, because people come in desk car and they'll be like, what do you think of this? Do you think, just to get our perspective on stuff? So
rather than paying us per hour or what, you can just, give us a quick
just
ask.
In the middle of this, what do you think? Or do you like this? Do you not like this? And we will always give our honest opinion for the best for your business. So that's really, really important. But thanks for listening as always. So as well, if you're a business owner and you feel a customer needs to listen to this, send them the link. And the same if you're a customer and you feel the business needs to listen to it, send them a link. But like, share and subscribe as always, and keep in touch and message us. If you've got an unpopular or controversial opinion, then let us know and we can discuss it for next time. All right, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business, or even their small business which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.